Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I don't know where you are. I don't know what time it is, but welcome to More Insight. This is insight you can trust because there is more where it came from. I'm your host, Chris Moore. Today, excuse me, we have one of the best kickers in the country, a Miami boy through and through, and a straight up sniper with that leg. Andy Borregales from the University of Miami, the U. Welcome to the show, Andy. How you doing?
Thank you. Doing good. Thank you for having me, man.
Absolutely, man. I want to start from the beginning. Before we start with the beginning, I always ask this question: this phase, this chapter, where you are right now in your life. If you were to name it a movie, it could be any movie because this is your movie. What would the title of this movie be?
Honestly, I'd probably say A Quiet Place, just because you really don't
Mm,
you don't know what to expect. You don't want to say too much. You don't want to kind of make something that may not happen, and then you're expecting something, and then it doesn't happen. So pretty
no,
much
I
just
get
say
that.
quiet. But
I'm an only child. I grew up in a single parent home, so I know exactly what you mean. I definitely register with that. So now that we know the name of your movie, we're gonna go see it together. I got my Sour Patch Kids. I got my butter popcorn. Today I feel good. So today I'm gonna go with a soda. I think I'm gonna go root beer. Go a little different. What
okay,
snacks you taking with you to the movie theater, man?
me, I'm probably go with Crunch, a little chocolate bar. Gotta
Hey,
go with Sour Patch. Gotta go with Sour.
there you go.
And then it honestly depends. I'd either go Sprite or probably like a lemonade. I'm big
I'm
on
not
on like
mad at
pink
it.
lemonade. That's my thing. Depends
I
on
ain't
the
even
day.
mad at it.
Sometimes it's different.
Hey, you had me at Crunch. I haven't had a Crunch in a minute, and when I was a kid, I used to kill
hmm
those. So
Especially when they made like the little ones, and it was like just like little balls, kind of.
yeah, those
I
are good
haven't
too.
seen those in a minute, but that's what I remember.
You got to get the Crunch ice cream. The
Of
ice
course,
cream, and a shocking one is like the Kit Kat. They come in the cone. I'm big on sweets, so we probably should stop this conversation now because you got a whole process that you're going through, and I don't want to mess up. I don't want to mess up nothing. Let's start with the beginning, man. You're from Miami, which is amazing in itself, being in Miami, and you went to the University of Miami. But we'll get into that later. And you are ranked as one of the top kickers in the country. What was that grind coming up through high school, or whenever you started kicking and
Mhm.
went to high school? Tell me about that.
I mean, I started kicking when I was 5, so it's been. I used to go out and kick every Sunday. Growing up, those some days were hard, some days were easy, but I would say the hard days is kind of what was, I guess, pushed me to just keep going and going. Like there was even some days where I just would cry, like literally just because I couldn't make a field goal, and like it got that bad, and I went through a phase like maybe 3 years I couldn't kick past 35 yards, and I would try and try and try like every week, still nothing. For 3 years, it was just insane. But I look back and it's like, I can't, like, I wouldn't change a single thing about my process because it made me who I am today.
Man, that's awesome, man. When did you start kicking in the football games? At what age?
Maybe like 7.
Really?
Yeah,
Because
and field goals in Little League, that's 2 points. So for us. Uh-huh.
I've been going to some games and it's always going for it on fourth down, no matter where you are.
Yep.
So it's very rare that I've seen a kicker in like Pee Wee football or in Little League football. So hats off to you, man. So did you
Mhm.
always know that you wanted to be a kicker, or did you start at another position?
I started as a running back. So I was like, I want to be a running back, and then started kicking. I was like, I'll kick too because I play soccer.
Yeah.
Um, I really wanted to be a running back. I also played receiver, played corner and safety. Kind of played all around.
There you go. So I
hmm
was going to ask you about soccer because, most kickers, there's some type of background in soccer, but I didn't want to be the one to stereotype and, put
It
you in that
is. Yeah.
seat. I didn't want to box you in there. So you
Uh-huh.
do have experience in playing soccer. Any other sports that you played outside of football?
I tried tennis here and there when I was little. Didn't really like it.
Yeah.
Um, but kind of just stuck with soccer and football mainly.
Awesome, man. Awesome, man. So tell me about you're in high school and you're being recruited, or what was the whole experience like of picking what school you went to and finally landing the decision?
I mean, I got most of my offers going into my junior year, which is, I wouldn't say rare, but kind of unlikely as a kicker. I was blessed to be in that position. And obviously, I mean, I got my offer in May and then I committed in June. So it really just took me a month to commit. Because again, this is my dream school.
Yeah.
But UNC did come in towards the end of my high school career, and they're pushing. But ultimately, just decided to stay with Miami because that's where my heart is.
That makes sense, man. Not to mention there are family ties with the University of Miami. Am I correct?
Mhm.
Also, so from what I understand, Jose, your brother, was a standout kicker there. So when you made the decision to go to UM, fulfilling your dream, this is your dream school, you're finally there. Did you feel any pressure on yourself, or did you feel motivated to like carve out your own path?
Definitely a little bit of pressure because when my brother left, he left as unanimous first team All American, and he won Blue Girls. So I'm coming in as a freshman, and I'm like, all right, now I gotta, it's not. It makes it a lot worse that it's my brother because now I'm like, all right, now I gotta one up him, because like that's
Now
just
you
like that
gotta now you gotta go
that
home.
brotherly
Oh, for sure. It's Thanksgiving
contact.
time and you like
Uh huh.
somebody gotta have bragging rights.
Exactly.
Definitely get it. Go ahead.
So yeah, just coming in, I did feel that pressure a little bit, but my brother, he was big on, look, like I had my career, now it's your time to make your career. Doesn't matter what I did. Now all that matters is what you do. So that kind of helped me to kind of take the pressure off my shoulders a little bit.
Yeah.
Obviously being 18 years old, like, and it's a big change. But overall, him telling me that kind of, grounded me, and here I am today.
So your brother didn't have to walk up to Dan Lebatard or anybody else in Miami and like, hey, don't mess with my brother. LeBron, he's stepping to people. So I didn't know if your brother was in the same shoes, stepping to people on your behalf. I just wanted to
Nah, nah,
clarify.
nah.
So I'll be honest with you, man. I play college football 25 on PS5. I have a couple of dynasties. I start at a low level, at a lower level school, and then I get a promotion. And usually I get a promotion with the University of Miami, which I'm glad about because when I was in high school, when I was in middle school, the U was running it. So my question to you, what's it like playing for this historic school? Like, it's not like you just went to, Miami School of Tech. And that's no shade if there is a Miami School of Tech, but you're
Yeah.
at the U. Talk to me about what was it like playing for the U and representing Miami on that field.
I mean, it meant everything. Again, it was my dream school. Grew up watching them, and even my dad, he lived in Venezuela.
Mhm.
So when he was, growing up, he was, big. So just looking back and seeing how influential the U was, and honestly, like the U, like no other school can be like, oh yeah, it's the U. Nah, there's only
Nah,
one.
it's only one.
There's only one, and it's a very recognizable logo.
Yeah.
And just honestly, as a school and sports too, it's very, big worldwide, not just in state or like in the country. Like it's known worldwide, and that's a brand you just can't not know. In my opinion. So obviously, me first year in had to get it tatted on my thigh. So here it
And
is.
but that's the beauty of it. Like you went like we've been saying, like you went to your dream school and you're at a place where it's a brand. Like Denzel
Mhm.
Washington said in American Gangster, Blue Magic, it's a brand name. They want it because they want this brand. And for you being at the U with this brand, can you tell me some of the people that you've had a chance to interact with, that you've had a chance to meet, maybe even have a healthy relationship, like former alumni or anything like that?
I mean, honestly, Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, like I've had the pleasure of meeting them with them, and especially with Ed Reed when he was on staff. I mean, during games, even at practice, I'd just sit there just talking with him, damn
Yeah.
near the whole game or the whole practice. And it sometimes it was just picking his brain, but other times it was really just us laughing, just talking about anything. And that's something like I grew up watching him
Mhm.
and me and my brother. So that's a influential just person that I look up to as like on the field and off the field. Just
For
because
sure.
of how he carries himself and everything.
Mhm.
So that was That's definitely one of the relationships that I'll cherish the most.
I don't get jealous of people at all, but I am jealous that you had a chance to sit down and chop it up with Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. Ray Lewis for sure, because he's one of my favorite players ever. So for you to have a chance to chop it up with him, I'm very jealous. But one thing I'm not jealous of is that you are a kicker. And because you're a kicker, you've been placed in high pressure situations. Can you name me one of your most memorable kicks in college?
Most memorable. I got a couple. It was definitely my sophomore year. We were playing Virginia at Virginia. It was what, 12-12? No. It was like 6-3 fourth quarter. It was no touchdowns. Just straight field goals all game. And then hit it was maybe like a 20 some yard field goal to take it into overtime. Then hit the field goal in overtime again, then hit another one in overtime, take it to third overtime, and that at that point, like that's it. I'm done. Like I did all I could because there's no more field goals or anything. So it's now just 2 point conversion. So those were one of my most memorable. And also last year it was against Clemson again to take it into overtime, and again Virginia at home, back to back years, just going 3 for 3 and 4 for 4 to go into overtime or tying the game. And then also FSU over there, it was like a 51 yarder to go up in like the third, fourth quarter. So
Hey man, you got it. Like, there's no way the normal person. It's stressful watching it, so I can't even imagine like
yeah.
being the one in the moment. So how do you stay locked in when the game is on the line? Is it just we go out here and just do my job, or is there a regimen that you do to lock in?
I kind of think of every field goal as a game winning kick. So I kind of just try to stay level headed, trying to stay as calm as possible. Because realistically, wherever that ball is, I've probably hit that ball 10 times and maybe 100 times throughout my career. And it's just like any other kick. The only difference is now it's, games online. You got a couple people screaming and you got, 11 guys in front of you trying to block it. But at the end of the day, it's the same kick, same everything. So nothing should change.
I know your college career didn't end on the best note. 1 point loss, Pop Tart Bowl. What's one thing from that game that you can take away and become better from?
Honestly, I feel like I had a pretty good game. I think I had one kickoff that kind of went out of bounds. So I'd probably take that. But yeah, that's honestly what I take out of that. Just honestly, and really, like even though we ended, the season on a 1 point loss, I still think I had 3 years prior not winning more than 7 games. So honestly, just finishing the season 10-2 or 10-3, counting the bowl game, it's a to win in my book just
For
because you
sure.
could see the improvement. And honestly, where the program is heading now, it's just going to be even better.
Oh
So,
yeah, man. I know you already have, open door policy, so you're welcome with open arms anytime you go back to the U and catch a game.
yeah.
You won't be in the stands. You'll probably be on the sideline or in the box somewhere, but it's not like they're
Yeah.
gonna close the door on you.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about the technical side of kicking. A lot of people just think you just go out there and kick a ball between the goalposts, but it's not that simple. Even I, who's never kicked on the football field at all, I can see that it's difficult. And I appreciate you all, even though a lot of people say take kicking and special teams out the game. You actually need special teams. But I also golf, so I understand technical stuff. When it comes to technique, what are the biggest factors that determine a successful kick?
I mean, like you said, you mentioned golf.
Mhm.
Kicking is pretty much the same thing. Like it's very similar to it. I'm actually starting to get into golf now too. So
There we go.
funny that you mentioned that. But yeah, like as a kicker, I mean, like your foot placement, like ball contact, all that, like your follow through, even your approach to the ball, all that is, you have to be very technical about that. Just because, let's say you're back in your stance and you're kind of hopping. So like if you look at the top of your head and you make a line from there to the ball and then you see that line just going up and down, you're gonna have very inconsistent ball contact because there's so many moving parts. The less moving parts that you have, the easier and the better ball contact you're gonna have. And honestly, just your follow through. I mean, realistically, your follow through is only like maybe 1 yard from like in front of the
Yeah.
ball. but that 1 yard is so critical to how your ball is
Sure.
going to fly. So if we call it like leaving your hip open,
Mhm.
so for example in golf, hitting it with the toe or keeping your the club face open, that ball is just gonna fade right. Now if you have it closed, you're gonna hook it left. So it's really, the same thing as kicking. Now, if you keep it straight and you follow through straight, that ball's staying dead straight and it's good. But then again, then you have, weather conditions to take account of. So it's just so many things that are just,
Yeah.
I guess, going through your head that maybe at the beginning, of your kicking career, you may find it hard to kind of think about, all right, I got to think of this, think of that, like so many things to think about
Right.
that later on in your career, everything just becomes muscle memory and
Mhm.
all you're thinking of is practically nothing.
Right.
You're just letting your body do the work.
That's awesome, man. I appreciate how you broke that down because you still kept it at a level to where anybody could understand. And I hope that people now realize that when you're yelling at the kicker on TV and saying that job is simple, yeah, you get out there and do it.
Yeah, I've had a couple people tell me to my face like, "Oh, like kicking is easy." I'm like, all right, look, I got a ball. I can hold it for you. You got a field right there. You want to try it? Like
And
it's
the first
it's harder
attempt,
than people think.
man, the first attempt they wouldn't even hit the ball.
Yeah,
They'll
and
hit a ball.
that's how you get in a game. So it's like,
I get it. I get it. What's been the longest field goal that you hit in practice? Not in the game, just in
and
practice.
this 70 yards.
70? Yeah. That's almost like the going rate in the NFL these days. When
Yeah,
the clock
pretty
is
much.
ticking down and they're just saying, "Hey, let's go for it." Hey,
Uh-huh.
be ready. I'm going to put on my scout hat for a minute. So we're going to go to the
Yeah.
combine. NFL teams are looking for consistent and clutch kickers. How are you preparing for the next level?
I'm honestly not really changing anything. I mean, I got to the level where I am for a reason. God put me in this position and gave me the skills that I have for a reason, and I just have to put it into play. And I feel like that's exactly what I'm doing.
I got you. I love it. I do know that a lot of society, I'll say it like that. Society doesn't put a lot of shine on kickers, or they don't even know what a kicker can bring to a team. So what can you, Andy, at the next level, what can you bring to any team that brings you in?
I mean, honestly, I feel like I'm not a regular kicker.
Mhm.
I'm more personable,
Yeah.
I guess, just because I grew up in Miami. Like, there's so much things around me here that I guess built my personality where I can
Mhm.
just get along with almost anyone on the team. And I'm a big locker room guy. Like, I don't like, yeah, I'm a kicker. It's a very, I guess you could say, selfish position, just because like if I make or miss the kick, everyone's gonna blame me.
Sure.
So no one's gonna be like, oh, the snap. Like even if the snap was a little off, like and even me, like I'd probably just take the blame just
Mhm.
because I'm so used to it, where I can be like, all right, look, I missed. Okay, cool. On to the next.
I'm glad you.
Yeah, that's the mentality you have to have as a kicker. But also just you'll have someone that is confident but not cocky. And when I'm on the field, I'm not missing a thing. And even if I do, I'm on to the next.
Well, I just want you to know, I know confidence versus cocky has been a conversation amongst one college player in particular, Shador Sanders. The vibe that you've given me, the energy you've given me, I definitely feel that you're very confident. I would say Shador or Sanders even sounds confident. So I want to make sure that you know that you are saying the right things. You're definitely giving me what they should be looking for. Because I was going to ask you, how do you handle your missed kicks? And you said you immediately forget about it. You just move on to the next kick. And I don't want people to condemn you for that because that's what they tell DBs. Like, hey, somebody make a catch over you, you move on to the next play because everyone
Yeah.
gets burnt. So kudos to you on that as well. Being that you're going to this next level, are you looking to improve more on your range, or is there anything in particular in your game that you're working on to improve upon for yourself?
Me personally, I'm trying to improve my accuracy. I feel like
Mhm.
you can never be too accurate.
Right.
So and that's honestly something you could work on, even if I guess you quote unquote mastered it, because you want to get to a point where it's like even if you have slightly bad ball contact, that
Mhm.
ball is going exactly where you're aiming. And the point that I'm trying to get to, because that's really how you get to, be in the league for 15 years or more, honestly. Because, you could, like, even as you get older, yeah, your range is going to start, coming down just because you're getting older. But
Sure.
if you're still making kicks, 3 points is 3 points.
Now, let me ask you this. I know that you played a few positions in the past. Have you ever had a chance to play quarterback?
No, I cannot throw a ball to save my life.
Okay. I was trying to get something out of you, but you did play running backs. There
I did.
are, hey, so I want the NFL teams to know that you can make some packages, that Andy can run off with the
I,
ball a little bit.
I can. I've had one fake field goal done in
There
my
you go.
career,
There
and I
you go.
got no. But looking back at it, should I have gotten it? Yes. But you learn from your mistakes.
There
I
you
know
go.
next time I'm getting that first down, probably even more.
There you
Um,
go.
I also put on some weight, so now I can actually truck some.
Hey, and it's happened. I've seen some kickers put some hits on people, and I've also seen a kicker run over somebody.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I feel like I can. I bring a lot of tools to the table.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I'm taking my GM hat, my scout hat off. Hats off to you because you definitely killed that part. We've been teasing about it, but what is this next chapter for you? You want to tell the people what's coming up next for you?
I mean, honestly, next thing I got is Pro Day, March 20th. And then after that, it's just probably private workouts.
Yeah,
But then it's draft day, and then that's when we'll see where I end up. So
there you go. Are you doing anything for the draft?
I'm just doing like a small, I guess, draft party just with close, like close friends, family. Nothing too big, just because
Right.
I like to keep it, I guess you could say intimate, if you could
Yeah.
say, just close friends, but nothing big. Just want to celebrate with the people that have been there.
There you go, man. I'm happy for you. I can't wait. I'm going to ask you some quick questions and we'll get out of here. Being that you're a kicker, you're part of the shoe community. So I want to know, what's your shoe preference?
My shoe preference, like brand,
Yep. For
I'd
kicking, and
probably
then we'll go off field.
so for kicking, I have been Adidas for the past 5 years, or maybe 6 years, six
Mhm.
years. But I did switch back to Nike after I graduated, so I'm gonna say Nike. Off the field, it really depends. Like let's say I'm going golfing. I got these Noble, shoes.
There you
Those
go.
are nice. To go out, I'd probably go with some Jordans.
Yeah.
Just probably like some Dunks or some ones.
Picking one guy myself, so we here.
And then, but I would say to work out, I'd probably go with some Adidas. So I'm just all over the place, really.
Hey, you're all over the place, but you're not scattered all over the place. So
Yeah.
it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I did see on your Instagram that you were doing, who was it? Who was it? You were branded or you were sponsored and partnered with Great Clips. So I want to
Yeah.
know, are you still partnered with them?
I mean, we kind of partnered just for that commercial, but I mean,
Okay.
that was a great crew, great company to work with.
Awesome. So let me ask you this. What hair care products are you using out there today?
Ooh, I have to get up. Right now, I'm using this
Papa
Papa.
Tui. Ooh.
Hey, that's been working great. I'm not gonna lie.
So
So that's what I'm using right now.
Papa Tui is clutch. I'm using their skin
Yeah.
stuff. I'm using
hmm
their hair care products.
I use their I think it's like a tattoo
Yeah,
balm.
yep,
It keeps my tattoos fresh.
yeah. I love Papa Tui. My son,
hmm
he just started watching wrestling. He's 3. So he's looking at The Rock and he's like, "Hey, Daddy," and he's like finally piecing stuff together.
Putting two and two together.
Yeah, I was like, "Hey, this is The Rock's line," and he's like, "The Rock, the final boss." Yeah, that's him, son. Another question for you: what's been your favorite stadium to kick in outside of Hard Rock?
Well, see, I was about to say Hard Rock. Outside of Hard Rock, honestly, I'd probably go Doak, FSU's stadium, just because every time that I've played there, it's been sold out, and it's been a great game. And honestly, it's a rivalry.
You haven't lost to them, though, have you? You haven't lost to FSU, have you? You have.
Yeah, I'm 1-3, 1 win, 3 losses.
I had it totally reversed. I thought you were
Yeah.
undefeated, actually, or at least had one loss, but it's quite the reverse. So
Yeah.
my apologies for that, man.
Nah, I ended on a dub, so
You definitely ended up on the dub. Everybody got a dub on them this year. Your brother has been a part of the been there, done that as far as U of M goes. What's the best advice that your brother has given you? And it doesn't have to be just football.
honestly, just be yourself,
Mhm.
on and off the field. Because, I mean, if someone doesn't like you, then that's maybe their problem. But our parents, they raised us right. Like, we're always going to respect, but at the end of the day, we're always going to be ourselves. So for me, I am like a little goofy, goof around here and there. But, when it's time to work, whatever we need to do, like, it's time to work. So I get serious. But at the end of the day, some people can do that. Some people can't. They can't
Yeah,
kind of like flick that switch to go from goofy to serious. So some people may not like that. Uh, but at the end of the day, like I'm just being myself. I'm not gonna change for one person.
there you go. I love that, man. A couple more questions and we'll get out of here. I know I said that like 10 minutes ago. You're in Miami. I know there's a ton of food, ton of restaurants. What's your favorite restaurant? And then I'll have a follow up about your favorite meal. And it doesn't have to be from that restaurant, just your favorite meal in general. So, what's your favorite Miami restaurant?
Favorite Miami restaurant. I mean, I'm big on steaks, so I'd
Mm,
probably go Prime 112.
you're a
That's
football player. Of course you are.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's probably like, number one for,
Yeah.
but that's you go there maybe once a month.
Yeah.
Um, but that's probably, top one though.
There you go. And your favorite meal?
Favorite meal, probably have to say something that my dad cooks. I still don't know the recipe. I want to learn it, but he hasn't told me yet. It's gonna sound weird, but it's chicken gizzards with like it's like this like yellowish, I guess you could say kind of like curry like sauce, rice, and then like plantains on the
Yeah.
sides.
There you go. I'm from Atlanta, so I'm from the South. So when you said chicken gizzards and you said like this curry sauce, I'm in there because
Mm-hmm.
I love like a curry sauce. I love a Jamaican jerk sauce, like
Yeah.
all those kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I need y'all to get that recipe.
Hey,
I,
I need it. I need it. I don't even have it yet.
man, and the thing, you might be leaving Miami.
Yeah, exactly.
I know you got a lot going on. Can you tell the people where they can find you, where they can keep up with your journey?
I'm really active on Instagram, so no limit dot Andy. That's my Instagram, so
And by
appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty active on there. I do post a lot of my story, especially now my golf journey.
There you go, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you, Andy. I held back until this part of the interview, but
Mm,
I watched a few Miami games, so I'm quite familiar with your game. So to actually sit down and speak with you, man, it's an honor. I count it a privilege, and I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you. I'm glad to see that you are advancing in this next phase, this next chapter in your life, this journey in your life. So congratulations in advance. I know you're gonna do all things. I look forward to following you on your journey. I'm going to follow your journey. And I hope that we can actually have this conversation again. And by that time, we know where you're going. And then we can
yeah.
figure out, how you're prepping for that. So,
Uh-huh. I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
absolutely. So, this is Andy Borregales. Did I have it right?
Way off. Borregales.
Borregales. I said it right in the
You
beginning.
said it right the first time.
My apologies.
Don't worry about it. Hey, a lot of people get it wrong.
Okay. Man, I was way off. I feel so terrible now. But I want to thank you for your time again. Make sure you follow Andy on millions.co. He has merchandise that you can get, hats, t-shirts, hoodies, whatever you want, he has it there. You can also follow him on Instagram. He's giving you that information. And guess what? You can Google him if you want to know some more information about him. Not to mention that he has a journey that's coming up. We look to see my man Andy in the NFL. And we want to make sure that happens. So definitely make sure that you all give him support, give him love, give him prayers, give him everything that you can that's positive to make sure that he gets to that journey. This has been more insight you can trust because there is more where it came from. I'm your host, Chris Moore. Thank you again for your time. I appreciate you, Andy.
Appreciate you, man.